Hey friend! Maikel works where the system ends, offering hope to those most dismissed, most in danger, and most in need. In a world that shuts its doors, he helps hold the hurt and reminds us that no one is too far gone for care.
Hey, friend.
My friend.
Well, that's a new way of saying my little catchphrase.
You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, I love it. Well, friend, this is the first time I've heard it done this way. Nice to meet you,
Nice
Maikel.
to meet you too, Liz.
Ow. Love it, love it.
Thank
So,
you.
Maikel, I was introduced to you by a mutual friend, and she said you are absolutely brilliant. You work in the health field. You deal with psychiatry. So,
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about what you do.
So I'm a psychiatric coordinator. More
Okay.
specific, an intake coordinator.
Okay.
So I work for a mental health care company, and we basically connect patients or clients that want to get mental health care and psychiatric services, and also we hook them up with care management and resources that help them get their Medicaid numbers or housing assistance that they needed.
Love it. I noticed you said patient and then you said client. Do we not say client anymore?
So like I feel like recent years terminology has kind of been moving, especially in like the mental health field, to more being client based instead of patient based. But it definitely varies on a, I would say, provider basis or like where you work.
I love that we're shifting because I feel like when people hear the word client, they treat you differently. It means like I expect quality because I am paying you to do something, even if it's not that way. And then patient, people always feel like, oh, you're sick, you need from me.
Yeah.
So I like that's I'm gonna start using that because I always use patient because I'm old school. It's been 11 years for me in healthcare, so I grew up with the word patient. But to hear the word client, it caught my attention, and I love that shift. So I'm gonna be more mindful of that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
So let's go to the psychiatry. So you say you basically help clients find the resources that they need.
Yes.
So usually, what kind of clients do you have?
So me specifically, the company that I work for, they have about 11 different locations. That's just mental health centers.
Okay.
And I'm their referrals coordinator. So I work with a lot of other hospitals that's sending incoming clients. So for example, clinics like Mount Sinai,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of ACS or CPS cases. I
Okay.
would say that's like the bulk of my job. So I would get, again, a lot of like families or parents for themselves or for their kids. It's not uncommon to walk in one day at 9 a.m. in the morning and getting a crisis call.
Got it.
Somebody saying that they're feeling suicidal, like it is a reality of the world. It's sad, but it's out there.
Got it.
And they kind of just need somebody that's there to help.
But your job sounds interesting. So tell me an interesting story.
I have multiple. So about a week into this job, mind you, I'm brand new. I'm still trying to get the hang of things.
Okay.
Um, we get a very interesting case, and it's a domestic violence case of this parent, and they basically wanted to inflict bodily harm
Oh
on
no.
one of their children, and it was an ongoing case that the parents were going back and forth with custody of this child,
Okay.
and the child just got to a point where they were just threatening to just end their lives
Oh
before
no.
the fear of the dad doing something.
Like
'Cause-
death to them was an easier way out
yeah, like they said
than
that
being
was
murdered
better.
by their parent.
Yeah, like more control, and it's not uncommon to see a lot of things like that. Um, I would say like a very heartbreaking case that we get all the cases that we get all the time would be like refugee and asylum seeking cases.
Wow.
Like it's not uncommon to like get cases where people are sponsoring minors that come from third world countries, especially Latin America,
Yeah.
and they're seeking services. And some of the things that you hear that they go through, it's grotesque to say the least. I mean, like gang violence, stone blowing murder in their face.
It's
a lot,
bad.
yeah.
I know it's not really related, but the first story where you're talking about domestic violence and they wanted to kill themselves and stuff, and I know we're in the middle of the whole Diddy case. We're not going to talk about Diddy because we're not trained to talk about him. But you would be the kind of person where we can ask this question: is it common for you to see people in really abusive relationship, but yet they still have an attachment to their abuser? Like there's an affinity there, like they just can't let it go.
I honestly wouldn't know how to precisely answer that question. I haven't really like seen the ins and outs precisely that deep when it comes to certain cases like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do notice a lot that they call and they're seeking help, and a lot of times they're with an agency or with a caseworker or with a government agency itself,
Mm-hmm.
and the best that these agencies can do is just like, oh, we sent you a referral for somewhere else.
That's
And
it.
yeah, like there's just like I feel like there's a lack of information for people, or like a lack of resources and knowledge for them to access.
I really wanted to say that can't be legal, but you're telling me they're coming from a government agency. So how, like,
Like I mean, I would say like not all the time. Like it depends on the case situation.
mm-hmm.
But like, there's some cases that I feel like they're best like as like for the clients. They're like, oh, the best they told us was to give us a referral.
Got
You
it.
know,
Well, that tell me us if you can something that has stuck with you. Like it happened and you're like, oh, I made that difference. Like this is me.
so we have like a we also have a crisis center where I work.
Okay.
And if we kind of sense like a client needs an appointment faster than like we can provide,
Okay.
which we typically do pretty fast, but things happen sometimes. We do refer them to the center. And I
Okay.
got a call one day where the client was like very obvious. You could see that they were not mentally well.
Okay.
And I didn't want them to wait like 2 3 days for an appointment. Then I'm like, you know what? If you can make it, we have this crisis center. It's open 24/7. Just go. I know you don't really want to leave your house alone, but just if you can, take the time, make it there. You talk to one of the providers, and they were hysterically crying. They were like, "Okay, I'll see."
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day, we get a referral from the crisis center,
Oh, that's
and it was the
beautiful.
client that went. And
Like
I
you
was
saw
like,
your work come full circle.
yeah, and I'm like, yes,
Yes, I
you
love
know,
that. I love that.
yeah.
Has your perspective when you meet people changed? I know as somebody who works in communications, I know when I'm having a conversation or when I walk into somebody's business, I notice little things that the average person doesn't because my brain is always thinking communication. Do you find yourself when you meet new people, you're assessing their body language, the things they say? Like, does that happen for you?
I would say now I'm more aware to emotional changes or emotional sensitivity.
Okay.
Especially since a lot of my job is phone based, like you kind of have to sense that tone in people.
Okay.
So I definitely noticed that I can sense quickly when like someone's having a shift in emotions, like going from I'm fine to like slightly
Yeah.
uncomfortable or I'm sad or something like that.
That's good because the world we living now, most people is digital. So it's good that you're able to sense emotions through digital forms.
Yeah.
There are a lot of phone companies, like when you call, it's actually on an automation. It literally says, if this is an emergency or you're feeling suicidal, call 911.
Yeah.
And your company's the opposite, like, call me, like,
So
come here.
yeah, for us it's literally the opposite. Like the most automated message you'll get is, "Are you calling for yourself or are you calling from a hospital?"
Oh,
Then and that's it. You press 1 or 2, then you go speak to a representative, and then they'll take it from there every step of the way until you get your appointment in person.
I love that. How does one get into that field? Because it's my understanding that you didn't want to be there.
So honestly, yeah, I kind of started out in school first as a pre-med major.
Okay.
Then I realized very quickly I am not very good with math. So I dropped that, went to pol sci,
Okay.
and I like that. And I kind of wanted to go into the legal field.
Okay.
And then I kind of just like by luck of like, I don't know, by luck of the Irish, I kind of just like applied for this job,
Uh-huh.
and I got it like about a year and a half ago. And it's like almost like it's like a very interdisciplinary field because
Okay.
I'm doing like assistance with social work, but I'm also doing like a lot of legal assistance as well,
Okay.
especially with the ACS and CPS cases.
Okay.
That involves a lot of collecting legal documents, court mandates, and making sure that guardianships are up to date, getting them reviewed,
Love
um,
that.
in particular if they're being mandated. It's
Okay.
very intricate.
That's pretty cool. I love the fact that it's a position that you like and it has nothing to do with what you went to school for. But it sounds like your job is like you learn on the job. It's not something you need a specific degree for, or do you?
So I would say a degree in social sciences definitely helps a
Okay.
lot. But you don't really need a specific degree in something, I would say, if you're interested.
Okay.
Like much like anything in life, you just do your research and find a way to get in the door.
I love that you said. I actually heard this morning, or maybe I was scrolling on LinkedIn or something, and I saw a post that said 98% of jobs can be trained for.
Absolutely.
So I thought it was interesting that you said that. works. And it's true. Like, unless you're like a doctor, right? And even if you are a doctor, that's what residency is being trained for their job. So I want the viewers to understand that healthcare is not this big scary machine. You can literally learn on the job as long as you have a heart for it.
Exactly.
But since you're dealing with people, I would say at risk is not the right word. I wouldn't say they're at risk. I would say
Some of them
okay, some are at risk, but what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking
vulnerable.
vulnerable. Thank you, thank you. Since you're dealing with vulnerable community, do you think that that affects you as a person? Like, do you have to look for your own care outside of work so that way you can stay grounded?
So for me, I would say like it definitely can get to you, especially because like we've had a couple people where like they just if their job is not for them, they're not able to like separate the work from their personal life, and they just end up going somewhere else. But I would say it all depends on your outlook in life. Like you can also see, okay, well I'm seeing how like other people are struggling.
Mm-hmm.
This can kind of serve as a roadmap or like precursors to like, hey, you can kind of do this, not do this. My mental health is starting to suffer. Maybe the best choice for me right now would be to start therapy before it gets worse.
Got it. So I love it because I know people who work in therapy and they don't believe in therapy. Like, to them, therapy is their paycheck, but they don't believe in it.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree
You
with
can
that.
cuss if you want to, baby. This is HBO on YouTube.
Like, unless a mind fuck, I don't believe in that. I'm sorry. Like, no, no, ma'am.
Okay, good. How do you stop yourself from taking your work home? Because your work sounds heavy.
It's very emotionally tense, but again, at the end of the day, I feel like it's very outlook based.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a horrible day, but at the end of the day, I kind of helped a lot of people today. Whether
Okay.
like I see that impact or not, by the end of the day, by the time you finish a phone call with someone, you finish assessing somebody,
Mhm.
you know that you get them on the right track to get them where they need to be. So I feel like that helps a little bit.
So that's your anchor.
Yeah, I would say so.
I'm a lot older than you, but I don't know if you've seen this movie. This movie called Inception. Is it Inception? It's Leonardo DiCaprio, where they all have this little item that they hold in their hand to bring them back to reality. So that's yours.
Yes.
So yours is knowing that I've helped a lot of people
Yeah,
today.
I would say like finding a purpose in your job, not just being mindless. I'm here for the money. That's it. But just lovely. Money's great, but it's not the only thing, you know.
Love that. Well, you come from Poly. Now you're in psych. Do you plan on making your work by to Poly, or healthcare got your heart? You hooked, baby.
I'm really like I got this job and I was like, you know what? I think it's time to go back finish my degree. So I'm doing that and I'm have my eyes set on this forensic social work master's program that I really want to do.
So you still end up staying in healthcare.
Yeah, it's like a very interdisciplinary field. Like I get to do legal work and I get to work in healthcare.
I love that. Fun fact you may not know, I have a legal background and here I am in
Since a beginning.
healthcare. So I wish you the best of luck in your future, and I hope
Thank you.
we'll have another interview, and this time you'll be telling me about your masters and how you finish and how you helping more people.
It's gonna be sickening.
Yes. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having this interview with me,
Thank you for
Maikel.
having
And
me.
before your desserts get cold, I'm just gonna say, hey, friend.
My friend. See, which was mine?
I don't know. This is the creme brulee.